Hey, it's December 30th. Almost New Year's coming on. And you know what? We're still operating in the United States. We don't need those representatives that took off. We don't need those representatives that supposedly aren't getting paid. You know they're getting paid. My name is Gene Symes, and I want to welcome you this morning. It's like I said, it's December 30th, and I'm not going to rag too much on what is and what isn't, but I want to just bring back a couple of little things that I think is important to me, and I don't want to be all over the map, as you say, trying to uh, convey something to you. But this is the second part of hatred. The hatred part so much that a lot of those out there, and I got to tell you for the truth, I do resent a lot of things, but I think I can stop in being so hateful, you know, uh, on individuals. I get aggravated with them as well as you do. I'm no different. I am a Republican, bipartisan. I believe there's good Democrats. I believe there's good Republicans. I believe there's a good independent party out there that has strong beliefs and are true to what we all want for this country, and that's the safety of our borders. And that's where I want to come in on. Okay, you all out there have a lot to say about President Trump, but I'm going to tell you, I might not like some of the things that he says, and I've said it before. I might not like what he does trying to get his point across. But you know what? He's got a set of cojones that says that nobody else has tried it. He's trying it. You all feared when he had the problem with Rocket Man, North Korea. You all feared when he said there's going to be a tax break. The world's falling apart. And now you don't want to have him to have this wall. It is a wall. I won't change it. President Trump, please don't change the word. It is a wall. We want that wall. Whether it's 30-foot high, 50-foot high with spikes and electrical, it doesn't matter. Whether the Democrats don't like it, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that we're going to have a little bit more safety, a little bit more control of our borders. That's what matters. And for those that are out there that says, well, President Trump is not my president, so why should we support that wall? He wasn't in the military. He didn't give pay raises. He didn't give us what we wanted. And he's not a politician. Of course not. He's not an Ivy League politician. He's a businessman. Remember, was he a Democrat before? Before he changed over to Republican? I don't really care. Was he a Republican before? I don't care. But most of you out there care for every little bit of what you hate about him. I can't understand this. Do you hate yourselves too? The government is running without all these buffonies at the Capitol. Cory Booker took off like a bandit at night. Yeah, bandit at night. Excuse me. I just want to refer that. Not because he's Spartacus and flaky bakey senator is another one. Why should I trust that Republican? You know, if we're standing for what we believe and we know there's something wrong out there, we need a wall. You're going to come back and make your comments, just like you did on my first one. You had your comments about hatred. I don't care. If there's so much hatred, why don't you do this? Why don't you tell Congress and the Senate to work for nothing so everybody can be happy? You can be happy. You have more money. You know, if they don't get paid, you get more money. I think. That's all. I'm only kidding. All right. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a nutcase. The nutcase is you out there. That you all have something hateful to say about him, about himself, about the way he looks, about his family. Nothing this man does can satisfy you. That's bad. This is a problem here. You know, if I was him, I would say, I might have all the control that the powers that I wish I had, but if I had it, I would fire every Tom, Dick, and Harry senator and congressman, and just leave the ones that really are trustworthy, and that's only a handful that are trustworthy, because the rest of them's a bunch of bums. You ask me how do I know? I've been in Washington. Maybe I haven't been in all the meetings, but I've asked for meetings with these individuals. And when I have, and I have reserved the House or the Senate, Russell or the Cannon House, a lot of the time is empty chairs with no representation, empty chairs without even a staff representation, empty chairs. That's what you get. But you all love to back these individuals up. Why don't you go to Washington and see how it's really done? You know, we have kids fighting in the military right now that are devoted to what they're doing. They only know one thing. There's no Republican, Democrat, or independent, or whatever you want to call it. They're all focusing on the safety of the United States, even though they're fighting for those across the sea that need the help. If you have so much hatred, why don't you say to your kids, hey, join the military so you can become something, so you can have that benefit to become a lawyer, become a doctor. You have some benefits there. Isn't that great? Disgusting. Let me push the button and say, today, you know what? December 30th, I'm going to say, everybody gets drafted. Look out. Do you want your kid to be drafted? Or are you going to tell him, hey, tell him you don't want to go in. Tell him you got something wrong with you. Tell him you can't see straight. You'll all be pushing that button, believe me. For those that got drafted and went into the service in Vietnam and those in World War II and so on, that was honest enough to say, even though I'm drafted, I'm going to do my job. They're heroes. You out there that's so hateful, you don't have a bone in your back. You really don't. You might say you like everybody. You might say you like me. You might say that it's Trump's fault, but there's nothing wrong with you. But look at yourself in the mirror. If you don't like the way he looks, look at yourself in the mirror, what you look like in the morning sometimes. Look at the people that surround you. Tell them the same thing. But remember, the government is still functioning. 8 days, I believe, right now. And if it has to say shut down, let it shut down for another 6 months or 12 months. But President Trump, don't give in. Don't give in. Schumer doesn't have that much power. Remember what President Reagan said to Brezhnev? Tear that wall down. Well, Schumer's using those same words in a different way. He's not going to give you the money today, tomorrow, or forever. Because he doesn't want you to have that money. Isn't that something? And Nancy, she's holding her power because she wants that to be the Speaker of the House. She doesn't give a damn. She's got big bucks. Don't give in. There's a lot of veterans out there and a lot of good people, a lot of decent Democrats and independent individuals that can see right through everything that's going on. Don't give in. Don't give in. This is a wall. Let's get the wall put together. Let's get that wall up. And those people that are coming through in these caravans, you know what? Nobody asked them to travel that far. Nobody asked them to carry their kids through the weather and the disastrous things that they have to go through. Nobody asked them to do that. The United States didn't. The United States says, you want to come in? We welcome you. Come in the right way. That's the whole thing. Come in the right way. For now, those that are injured coming through, those that, I'm sorry to say, that has died because of that long trip, I can't do anything about that. And not that I disregard it or don't care. I do care. But we didn't ask him to do and take that trip. Mexico is doing a good job for us, too. Even though some of you said that Mexico should be paying for the wall. Well, they're doing a good job for the United States, too. They're helping out. You might not want to believe it, but they are. Can you imagine them trying to get into North Korea? What would happen? Can you imagine? Would you tell little rocket man out there that, hey, if he doesn't let them through, that you would pounce on the floor and cry like a baby if he didn't do what you told him to? Or are you going to call him names? Why don't you go over there and call him names? Last of all, I'm going to say Happy New Year. But with this Happy New Year, December 30th today, I think it's December 30th. It should be, I think. Yeah, I'm lost in time, but I don't really care. Take time and think about this. If all of you out there are so righteous, so brilliant, and have all that hatred, why don't you do this? Tell the immigration department that you want 100 of those individuals that are coming through and let them live in your home. And then the other thing is leave your doors open all night long. Don't ask for a policeman. Don't call on 411. You want to be free as a breeze? Be a liberal? Or a Republican that doesn't know which way to run, which way to go, but fly out the door like Flake or Spartacus that cries in front of the camera, oh, I know I did something wrong, but gee, God, you gotta believe me, I also want to be president. You're full of crap. Have a Happy New Year from all of us, from Gene Symes. You see what you're gonna get next year after the first of the year. It'll be a nice video. It's gonna be Planet, and it's gonna be especially for you out there. Thank you.